Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ashram Talks, where we continue our study of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. My name is Ambika, and I am delighted to be serving as your host today. This session, we're joined by Shripad Bhakti Sundar Sadhu Maharaj. Born in Burgenland, he already knew in kindergarten that he would not do what the adults around him did. In 1999, after studying various spiritual traditions, he quote-unquote accidentally found a Bhagavad Gita with the commentary of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, which in one sentence convinced him to follow the path of Bhakti Yoga. Very soon after that, he moved into the Bhakti Yoga ashram in Vienna, traveled to India, and received initiation from Srila Bhaktivaibhava Puri Goswami. And in 2019, he took the renounced stage of life known as sannyas from Srila Bhaktivichar Vishnu Goswami Maharaj. Thank you so much for accompanying us today, Sadhu Maharaj. We'll now be moving on to the 7th verse of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna. Then first of all, I give my pranam to our Gurudev, and I give my pranam to all Vaishnavas, and I give my pranam also to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and my pranam also to Srila Vyasadeva and Krishna and Arjuna, all who are there. This is great fortune to speak about the Bhagavad Gita. That is said, Bharatamrita Sarvasvam, Vishnu Bhaktradvinisritam Gita Gangotakam Pitva Punarjanma na vidyate. If this Gita is the essence of the whole Mahabharata, and Bharatamrita Sarvasvam, actually everything is inside the Gita, and it's coming directly from Supreme Lord Himself. So if you drink this water, Gita Gangotakam Pitva, this is like Ganga water coming from the lotus mouth of Supreme Lord. If you drink this water, Punna Janmana Vidyate, you don't have to take birth again. So powerful is it to hear this message of Bhagavad Gita. So we are very happy actually to participate in this program. And today we're reading the 7th verse of the first chapter. This first chapter actually, this is somehow linking the deep philosophical meaning, which will start from 2nd chapter onwards, with the story, because that Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield. So there's a lot of story which happened before that, so that Gita could appear. And this first chapter somehow it is linking everything together. So it is described who is there. The verses before was mentioning who are there in the army of the Pandavas. Duryodhana is speaking, he's actually on the other side, he's fighting against the Pandavas. So he's telling who is on the other side. Now he's going to tell, and he was telling who is on their own army. So all this he was telling, and now he's going on to explain who is on our side. So he will explain this. Before first, that is verse 7. He said, asmākaṁ tu viśiṣṭā nibodha dvijottama nāyakā mama sainyasya saṁjñārthaṁ bravīmi. He's telling to his guru, he's addressing him as dvijottama, as best of the brāhmaṇas. That is Dronacharya. So he's telling him, now I will tell you who is on our side, and please understand, who are the leaders of our own army. So then I will speak their names, and you can understand who is there. And he will start. These verses, they do not contain so much like philosophy to explain. That is very simple, just the story. So next verse, in verse 8, he will tell who is there. And he said, bhavān, bhīṣmaś karṇaś kṛpaś samitiṁ-jayaḥ, Aśvatthāmā vikarṇaś saumadattis tathaiva. There is bhavān means you, O Gurudev. You are there because Dronacharya, he is the martial arts guru of all the big fighters there, of all the Pandavas, of all the Kauravas. Then Bhīṣma is there, and Bhīṣma, he is the eldest, the superior of the whole dynasty, and he is the most powerful. So he says, first you are there, Gurudev, Bhīṣma is there, Karṇa, who is actually the eldest brother of the Pandavas, but nobody knows because he was born before the marriage of Kunti Devi. So this all here, if you just read these names, it is easy to go to all the histories of all these great personalities which are here listed. So it is good to have some understanding who is who. Then Kṛpācārya, Kṛpaśya, samitiṁ-jayaḥ, they all are victorious. All of them are winners of war. And Aśvatthāmā, who is the son of Dronacharya, who is very powerful, who is one, he's said to be an incarnation partly of Lord Shiva, partly of Yamaraj, plus lust and anger also entered into him. He's such a combination, so he's a very powerful fighter. Then Vikarṇa, who is one brother of Duryodhana, also powerful. Somadatta, another king. So and others are there. So many are here. Big fighters are assembled. So Duryodhana told to his guru, so now you understand what is our army also. And he said in the next verse, in verse 9, anye bahavaḥ shura mad-arthe tyakta-jīvitāḥ, nānā-śastra-praharaṇāḥ sarve yuddha-viśāradāḥ. This is an interesting verse. Even there is not so much like philosophy here, but here somehow Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary is writing that the Saraswati Devi, the goddess of learning, the goddess of speech, somehow speaking tricky words through Duryodhana's mouth. Because actually Duryodhana is on the side of adharma. He is on the side of irreligion. He is fighting against dharma, so how they can win? And even how they can win if Krishna himself is on the side of religion, on the side of dharma. So actually, it is clear that they will lose the war. And here in the beginning, that whole history is actually told by Sanjaya. They are sitting in Hastinapur, in the palace. And the blind king Dhritarashtra is listening. And Sanjaya, by the mercy of Srila Vyasadeva, he got some like television. He could see what is far away and he could hear also what is far away. So he's telling, and actually what he's telling is in the beginning, before the war starts, that we will lose the war. Duryodhana will lose the war. And here it is said like this. Interesting. He said, anye bahavaḥ shura, there are many others, big fighters. Mad-arthe, for my sake, Duryodhana says, tyakta-jīvitāḥ. They are ready to give up their life. But the literal meaning of tyakta means already they have given up their life. This is a meaning is they are ready to give up their life, but the literal meaning is they have already given up their life. And later on, Krishna will tell in 11th chapter of this same Gita, you see all Arjuna, see all these big fighters like Drona, like Karṇa, like Bhīṣma. I already killed them. You just become an instrument in my hand. They are already dead. Because Krishna decided that. And here also Duryodhana, somehow unconsciously, Saraswati is speaking through him that actually already they are all lost their life. So nānā-śastra-praharaṇāḥ, they are very expert in many weapons. And they are all in different skills of fighting, they are all perfect in that. But actually, the real meaning is we already lost. So Duryodhana, still they will fight. It is Krishna's desire. Even Arjuna, that first chapter, it is called, this has two names. It's going under two names generally. Because originally they were not given any names to the chapter of the Gita, not given by the author, Srila Vyasadeva himself. It is given later on by various commentators. They gave some names. So they give one name is Arjuna Vishada Yoga, means Arjuna is lamenting, he is in grief. And another name which is given is Sainya Darshana Yoga, to see the armies. So when Arjuna is looking who is here to fight, and when he is seeing all his family members, his Gurudev, his great grandfather, his all beloved, standing on the other side, because it's a long, long history how politically they had to stand each other, face each other in the battlefield, then he does not want to fight. So Arjuna does not want to fight, but here Duryodhana already said we lost the fight. He's not directly saying, but indirectly saying. Later on, Krishna also says the same. When Arjuna doesn't want to fight, Krishna tells him, you just fight, already they have lost their life. I killed already everyone. Anyhow, Krishna, in the form of the time, he is destroying the whole universe, everything, and that all Krishna, Arjuna could see in the 11th chapter of this Bhagavad Gita. So here that is already clear. So in the next verse, verse 10, that is also an interesting verse. Very interesting, because it has double meaning also. This is coming here, these words are given like this because Arjuna, Duryodhana is speaking to his guru to say, okay, we are more powerful, we will win. But actually what he's saying all these fighters, they are ready to give up their life for me. But actually he said they will all die for me. Because it means we will lose the war. Same verse next, in verse number 10, it says that aparyaptam tadasmākaṁ balam bhīṣma paryaptam tvidam balam bhīma. Aparyaptam, this is the word, and paryaptam, that has two meanings actually. And different commentators give different meanings to that. Here, Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, he's following to Baladev Vibhushan. And he actually dedicated his Bhagavad Gita to Baladev Vibhushan because he took the same line of thoughts from Baladev Vibhushan, who accepted 5 principles. That are 5, that is Krishna, Ishvara, and Jiva, and Prakriti, and time, Kala, and Karma. These 5 principles he explained. So he dedicated his Bhagavad Gita also to Baladev Vibhushan. And Baladev Vibhushan, he is writing aparyaptam, means immeasurable. So aparyaptam tadasmākaṁ balam, our strength, Duryodhana says, is immeasurable. Why? Because Bhīṣma, who is the most powerful fighter on the planet, he is protecting us. That is Duryodhana saying. But on the other hand, paryaptam tvidam etesham, there means the opposite side. Pandavas balam, Pandavas power, is measurable, is limited. Why? Because they are protected by Bhīma. Bhīma means the son of the wind god and the Kunti Devi. He is so powerful like the wind. He's the most powerful, but he's not as powerful as Bhīṣma. That is Duryodhana's words. But another meaning of aparyaptam and paryaptam means insufficient, or our power. That is the meaning. That is another meaning. It is insufficient. Why? Because Bhīṣma is the most powerful fighter on the planet, but he has love also for Arjuna, for the Pandavas. So he will not try to kill them. Even he could do, he will not do it. So that is another meaning. So even we have the most powerful fighter in our army, but how he will not use all his force. So therefore our power is insufficient. It will not work. Again, Duryodhana actually admitting indirectly that, oh, we will not be able to defeat our enemy. On the other hand, Bhīma is there. He is so angry and so furious, he will use all his force to kill the enemy. So that is the Bhīṣma here that Duryodhana is explaining, because Bhīṣma, he has too much love, especially for Arjuna. So he will later on in the war, when Arjuna will fight against Bhīṣma, that time Arjuna also cannot fight against him. That is the problem. Both, they have so much affection for each other, but they are situated in different armies due to the politics, and they are actually, they are kshatriyas, so they don't care. But on the battlefield, there is no friend or family, or there is just opponent. So they are fighting. But Duryodhana also later on, he will somehow criticize to Bhīṣma, why are you not fighting properly? Then Bhīṣma said, I will use all my force. And he was attacking to Arjuna. And he was shooting so many arrows, and Arjuna's driver is Krishna himself. So he's standing in front. And he's taking all the arrows which are meant for Arjuna. So Krishna's body even pierced the arrows. Of course, it's drama of the Supreme Lord. He's enjoying that also. And Bhīṣma shooting so many arrows, and Krishna becomes angry with Arjuna and said, why you not fight properly? So then Arjuna said, no, I will do. Again, Bhīṣma is attacking so much. Even Krishna's armor is already destroyed. So directly the arrows going to his body. Blood is flowing from Krishna's body. Then Krishna becomes so angry. Even Krishna, he promised in the beginning of the fight, before it started, he said, I will participate, but I will not take any weapon. I can be the chariot driver of Arjuna, but I will not take any weapon and fight. When he spoke this word, then Bhīṣma immediately stood up and said, I will break your promise. He challenged the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord made one promise, his devotee made another promise. So now then, on that day when they were fighting so fiercely, the two promises were clashing. So Krishna could not resist. When Arjuna was not fighting properly, Krishna jumped down. He said, if you don't kill him, I kill him. So Krishna jumped down from the chariot. He took a wheel of another broken chariot. He took in his hand, and he was running towards Bhīṣma. And he did not care. Even he lost his upper cloth. His hair was full of dust, his blood coming from his body. And Bhīṣma, he was looking how Krishna is running to him. And Krishna was running with so much force that every step he made, the whole earth was trembling. And he ran towards Bhīṣma like a lion to kill an elephant. If a lion wants to kill an elephant, he has to use all his force, otherwise the elephant will kill the lion. So he must be fully alert. He must use all his bodily power, all his sensual powers like this, with this full focus on Bhīṣma. Krishna ran towards him with the weapon in hand. He took one wheel of a chariot. Then when Bhīṣma saw Krishna running to him, and then he dropped his weapons. Bhīṣma dropped his weapons and told, oh, you are defeated, my lord, because now you start fighting. So you can kill me, please kill me. Because Krishna was running. Later on, Bhīṣma, when he left his body, it's a beautiful chapter in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. Krishna came to give his respect to his devotee. And then Bhīṣma recollected all the fighting scenes from Mahabharata war. And then there he said, prasavam abhisasara mad-arthe sabhavatu me bhagavan gatir mukunda. Oh, I remember when I shot so many arrows on you and you came angry. Prasavam, angrily you ran towards me. But how? Abhisasara, like a lover is running to his beloved. So Krishna was running with love towards Bhīṣma, but what was his intention? Mad-arthe, this prasavam avisasaram, mad-arthe, to kill me. So Bhīṣma, he was enjoying again. That time on the battlefield, Bhīṣma was enjoying this fighting. Krishna also was enjoying this fighting. Both of them, they are fully like with love, with anger, with full force, with so intense feelings also of devotion there. In this way, the Supreme Lord with his devotees was acting there. This is like a drama. And in the drama, you have to give yourself. No? Otherwise, it becomes very boring. But Krishna gave himself, Bhīṣma gave himself, so both sides fully enjoying that. So then Bhīṣma dropped his weapon and he said, "Now you lost, my lord." So at the end of his life, when he was about to leave his body, he was remembering that same, and he said, "Sabhavatu me Bhagavan Gatir Mukunda." May this Bhagavan Mukunda, who gives mukti, liberation, who gives ananda, who gives happiness, bliss, may he be my aim in life. So this is Bhīṣma. He's so much devoted to Krishna that Krishna, last moment of his life, when Bhīṣma decided, "I will go," Krishna came to him to give him darshan. So all these things are inside here, so many names here in this first chapter. And this Bhīṣma is fighting against Krishna. Because he promised, that's a long history in Mahabharata, he promised that he will protect the throne of Hastinapura with his own life. Who wants to kill the king, he first has to kill Bhīṣma. And he was most powerful. He was disciple of Parashuram, of one incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who took up the weapons to kill all the Kshatriyas. So he was teaching Bhīṣma. So nobody could stand in front of him. But, so therefore Duryodhana said, our strength is immeasurable, we have Bhīṣma. But Bhīṣma's only weakness is his affection for the Pandavas, his affection for Krishna, even his affection for the truth, his affection for the religion. So that is also here in this word. So Duryodhana again, actually he admitted, oh, we have insufficient strength because Bhīṣma is not really supporting to us. He's supporting both sides. So, but he's army general. So after 10 days of fighting, later on, then this is the first, this Bhagavad Gita is coming from that Bhīṣma Parva, when Bhīṣma is a commander-in-chief. He is the first 10 days of the war, and he is the commander, so that Bhagavad Gita was spoken before. And after 10 days, Bhīṣma is tired. He does not want anymore actually to fight against Krishna, to fight against the Pandavas, to fight for that irreligion and for who is embodied by Duryodhana. So he's telling the secret to the Pandavas how to kill him, because otherwise nobody can kill him, and he got the boon by his mother that he can give up his body whenever he wants. So if he doesn't want to die, nobody can kill him. So they ask him, that is not easy to understand also, because this fighting which will take place, that is still according to dharma, according to rules, according to principles. So they were fighting, at least in the beginning. At the end, everything became nasty. Both sides were breaking more and more rules, and it became just hatred like this. killed each other. And there was a big massacre at the end. And even after the war stopped, Aśvatthāmā, in the night, he killed all the surviving Pandavas. Except Pandavas themselves, Krishna saved them. But that is another history. So that all coming in the first chapter, slowly it is coming here in this before to somehow build the foundation and to connect this what is coming in the next chapter, in the second chapter, which is deeply philosophical, which is deeply spiritual, but to connect it to the story that first chapter has been included of the Bhagavad Gita. And not only its history, it's also giving something. It's already hinting of what will happen in the future. So this is something, some small explanations given here. There is like everything here in this Gita. Because Gita is essential. This is like, it is said, like the whole Mahabharata is like one oil pot, one vessel of oil, and the Gita is that burning lamp which is nourished by that oil. So actually it's somehow necessary also to know little the whole context to understand this Gita. So, but the real will come. Gita is just like light. It will enlighten everything. It will make everything clear. This is not so important, the historical fact, because what is going to be spoken in the next chapters from chapter 2 to 18 is just concerning the soul. The soul in relation to body, soul in relation to nature. So that is completely independent of any history or anything. This is also independent of any time that has been spoken 5,000 years ago, but it is the same, still valid nowadays, and it will be valid in the future also, because Krishna is giving that complete science of the soul. So therefore here we see the little like the framework, how everything will come. And then with the next verse, I think we will, the next verse, 11th verse, we will take today. And from 12th verse on, then Bhīṣma will start blowing the conch. I think that will be the next time. But now it is said in text 11, we can add this also here. Ayaneshu ca sarveshu yata bhagam avastita bhīṣmam eva virakshantu bhavanta sarva eva hi. Duryodhana is telling to his Gurudev, so now all of us, all of our army, we should all protect Bhīṣma. As long as Bhīṣma is with us, nobody can defeat us. So that is our first duty. So all the big fighters who are there, Dronacharya and the Kṛpācharya, Aśvatthāmā and Karṇa and all the who are there, they should all be positioned in such a way that nobody can kill Bhīṣma, not from behind or not just by any trick or something. That is the first tactic which Duryodhana is suggesting. And after that, Bhīṣma Dev was listening how Duryodhana is speaking about him to his Gurudev Dronacharya. So he was very pleased actually. Oh, he's glorifying him. He's speaking very nice. So then Bhīṣma, in the next verse, we will start next time. He will blow the conch with such a like powerful sound will come from Bhīṣma's conch that Duryodhana will become very happy. He will feel very great happiness. But then Krishna will start blowing his conch, and Arjuna and Yudhishthira and all will starting their conch, and then they will start shaking. Then they will feel, oh, that is another indication. Even like that, before the actual war starts, there is like a contest of blowing the conch, also Duryodhana losing that. So here, actually, Sanjaya is telling, we will definitely lose. Many hints he is giving. Actually, looks like externally he wants to tell that we are more powerful. We have actually the Duryodhana's army is bigger. We have the better fighters, this, that. But in fact, he's telling we will definitely lose. So that is so much for today. We went a few verses. It's very nice actually to again and again listen that Bhagavad Gita. There is so much practical knowledge also inside, even in the beginning. And so I'm happy we will continue this Bhagavad Gita. This is endless, and there is no need any other shastras. Even Sripad Shankaracharya said, anye-shastra-vistarai, yasvayam padmanabhasya mukha padmāja. What is use of other shastras? This is spoken directly by the Supreme Lord, so that will kita gangota kampitva punna janma na vidyate. If you have the desire to never come again into this world, then drink this Ganga water of Bhagavad Gita. So thank you for listening, and hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for sharing your insights with us, and thank you to all of you for watching. A reminder that these classes are hosted by Ashram Talks, which is a global initiative that invites speakers from all over the world interested in the study and practice of the ancient Vedic wisdom. If you'd like to learn more about us, you can visit our website and follow us on social media. Also remember to like and subscribe to this video to get notified about upcoming ones like this. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Hare Krishna.